Hi, my name is Carrie Mercer and I'm the owner of Eva Seraphine Photography, and I'm here today to tell you about a project I recently launched. It's called the Survivor Chronicles Project, and I've recorded this 5 times just to say that right. This project is an ongoing project. It is something that I started to chronicle the lives of survivors of trauma. People who have experienced domestic assault or abuse, sexual assault, abuse because of their sexual preferences, pretty much familial trauma, anything that has impacted their life in such a way that they struggle with post-traumatic disorder, dissociative disorder, things that could cause what people would normally call a normal life to be very fractured, very different. My goal with this is to show people who feel alone that they are very much not alone. So this is going to be done in 2 parts because I can't travel, don't have the funding or the time to travel all around the country as much as I would love to film this myself. I'm going to put this in the hands of the people and have them film their daily lives or their thoughts or the days that they can't get out of bed. Because just telling our stories, I don't think is enough. I think the most important thing with this is to tell people what happens after. Because PTSD rewires your brain. Trauma rewires your brain. And I truly believe the people that have dealt with it are the best to talk about it. And that doesn't mean that we're going to get clinical and that we're going to tell you how you should or shouldn't, because let me tell you something, we're the last people to tell you how you should or shouldn't, because we may have done it right or wrong or upside down or every which way but the way that people think we should have done it. We will have interviews with families. I actually created a private group for people who are willing to participate, which I would love to have everyone involved. I'm not limiting the amount of people that want to be involved at this point, unless it gets to be too big. But I am welcoming everyone. And I know that this can be a very difficult subject. So if we need to create a group to separate men from women, we will do that. And it's not because I want to segregate anything. I just know that, there have been plenty of men who've been through trauma as well. But a lot of the women that I will be dealing with, unfortunately, have dealt with trauma and don't want to expose themselves. So if I need to segregate the groups, I will create another one. But at this point, I have one group. It's called the Survivor Chronicles Project. I will post the link in this video. You are more than welcome to join the group, but I ask that you only join the group if you are going to be an active participant. And the second part is photography. I'm going to use my photography skills to hopefully capture moments and impactful moments of the life of PTSD, as well as artistic interpretations of the abuse, to find the beauty in the survivor while they're going through it. So I hope that in the end, this will all make sense. So if you're willing to come aboard, we'd love to have you. I think one important thing is that when we do tell our stories, we will not be telling our own stories. My thought was to have everyone tell someone else's story. Because a lot of times we're unable to tell our story because there are children involved, or our families or the people that abused us may not want to admit to the things that happened, or we've been called crazy, or publicly assaulted on social media, because of the things that we've tried to tell people. And so the hashtag that goes along with this is I speak for her, hashtag I speak for him, or hashtag I speak for them. And that is because when I tell my story, it'll be through someone else's voice. So even if you're not a survivor and you want to be able to be someone's voice, we would love to have you, because I believe that if everyone stood up and started telling each other's stories, it would resonate a lot. It would be very, I think, different than if we tell our own stories. So if you know someone actually that needs to have their story told, but they're not necessarily here to tell it as well, please tell it for them. And if you just want to follow the progress of the film and our project, we do have a public page. The private group is going to be for collaborators and for people who need to work out what they're going to do. People who want to follow along and support us are more than welcome to be part of the public page. We will try to keep you up to date on what's going on, film debut dates, although I did put a tentative date, that could change. The link is below. We will, hopefully, I will be having t-shirts made for the people who will be reading stories. They will have hashtag I speak for her, for him. I will be selling those as well. Proceeds for those t-shirt sales will go to funding this project. So if you do have any questions, I will also put my email and public and private pages for Facebook, so you can get a hold of me. And all right, have a great day.